Hi, my name is Rob Clark, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of Natural Land Institute, and I'm here with Laura Helmich, who's the restoration technician for the Natural Land Institute, and she is going to give us a little introduction to the William and Gayle Keefer Nature Reserve and show us a bit around.
The Natural Land Institute was donated this property in 2017. The William and Gayle Keefer Nature Reserve is about 35 acres. It's mostly woodland with some old limestone quarries and some unusual plant species, which we will take a look at later in this video.
Right, we're located in Rockton, right?
Correct. We are located within the village of Rockton.
All right. So let's show you around a little bit, and we may jump back in and have a few other things to say, but here we go.
All right, let's go.
So feel free, because I got the camera rolling right now, feel free to say anything you want about the fact that we're in a quarry right now.
All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly when, but at one point in history, limestone was mined from a couple different spots on this property. This is the biggest of the old limestone quarries. So they mined limestone out of here to use as like industrial lime that farmers spread on their fields. We're a little unsure at the moment of how we're going to proceed with restoration down here, because how do you restore an area back to what it was when this didn't used to be a hole in the ground? Future plans for the Keefer Reserve include establishing a trail network out here so we can open this property to the public with some trails for public access. So right now, one of the major things we'll be concentrating on our volunteer days this winter will be cutting those trails and improving the trails so that hopefully next year we will be able to have a grand opening of our trail network to the public of Rockton. So talking about our volunteer days, we don't have a very big staff since we're a nonprofit, so we really rely on volunteers coming out and helping us with stuff. In the past, on our volunteer days, we've collected seed that's going into other restoration projects. We've removed interior fencing that is in the way of our restoration activities here. But the main thing we've been doing is clearing invasive brush. So all fall and winter long, we're out here usually at least once a week. We cut the invasive brush. Our volunteers usually help out by hauling that brush, throwing it into a burn pile. So even when it's cold out, we got a nice fire going. It's quite pleasant being out here in the woods in the winter. So come join me this winter. Our volunteer days will be every Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 4, and those will be starting up on October 11th and running through the winter until, usually I run them until our prescribed fire season starts in the spring. If you're interested on joining us for one of our volunteer days, you can check out our website, which includes all of our volunteer activities at all of our properties, or you can email or text me. My information is right here on the screen for you.
What is this now?
This is Onismodium male. The common names are false Cromwell is what I learned it as, but marble seed is another common name that gets used a lot. So this is a pretty high quality prairie plant, which is one of the things up here that tells us that this used to be a prairie, that this was not always a woodland. So there are multiple other prairie species that have popped up, especially since we started clearing and getting some sunlight to the ground. And all of them are very high quality species. So that is why we've decided to do prairie restoration in some of this upper ground here at Keefer. I mean, this is definitely going to be like, because I mean, this stuff is everywhere.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of it.
I have never seen this much Onismodium anywhere. One of the main reasons why we were very excited to attain this property is the large amount of spring ephemeral wildflowers that grow here in the woods. Spring ephemeral wildflowers are wildflowers that grow very early in the spring in the woodlands. They generally grow and flower and die back all before the trees leaf out. So some of the species that can be found out here include cutleaf toothwort, white trout lily, bloodroot, Virginia bluebells, red baneberry, yellow bellwort, wild ginger, among many others.